Hey guys, Ryan Smith with the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team here to discuss how to buy a house contingent on selling yours. So sometimes people are in that position, and I think this is probably most of us, where we don't have so much money that we can just buy unlimited houses and then just move into the next one whenever we want, right? So there's a lot of folks who are in that spot where it's like, man, I really need to sell the house that I'm in before I buy and I have a new mortgage for the house that I'm going to, right? So in those unique and very tricky situations, how do you approach this in a way that gives your contingent offer a good likelihood of being accepted? Well, I think that there's three things, right? Really four. We'll talk about four. So number one, I would say it's very important to offer competitive terms when you make a contingent offer. So first off, probably across the board, a good thing to put out there, contingent offers really aren't seen as being as attractive as offers that don't have a contingency. Now, maybe there's an exception if your house is already under contract or something like that. And for a technical reason, you have to write the contingency. But if your house isn't on the market and it's not sold or under contract yet, that could really hamper your ability to negotiate on the house that you really want to move into. So having competitive terms is a very important thing. So finding out, like, when do they want to move out, like giving them time, the seller's time to do what they need to in finding another home. There could be any one of a number of terms that you could tweak on your offer that really fits the needs that that particular seller has. That can make a big difference, right? So having competitive terms that the sellers would be interested in. Number two, having a competitive price, right? So if you come in with a contingent offer, like I said, which is oftentimes seen as maybe less attractive, but you come in with an offer that's way under list price with also a less attractive offer, with it, you still needing to sell a house, that's not going to make the sellers very enticed to want to work with you. A lot of times they're going to say, I think I'm going to want to just ride this out a little longer and see if anything better comes along, right? So what you can do is, as you give them a better number for their house that's more reasonably in line with today's market, they're more likely to want to work with you. Sometimes you can do things like, for the terms, you could increase your earnest money, right? Or cover your own closing costs or cover a portion of their closing costs. There's a lot of things you can do to entice them to take your contingency offer and want to work with you moving forward. So I would say those two things are very important. Number three, I would say pricing your house competitively and making sure that the listing agent knows that, yes, I need to sell my house, but I'm going to price this really well so that it's very unlikely that it's going to sit around for a long time. That's also a really big thing that can move the needle. A lot of times we see people, they want to do a contingent offer, but then they want the other people, the sellers of the house they're buying, to wait on them to sell their own house, right? The buyers sell their own house, but then they'll price their house at a super high number where it's never even likely to sell in the first place. Well, then honestly, it ends up wasting everybody's time. So, and most sellers are sharp enough in today's market that they're going to pick up on that, right? So if you're able to deliver value to this process by saying, hey, I know I still need to sell my house. However, I'm going to make sure that I price it in a way that's going to help it sell very quickly. That's a big needle mover that can really help a contingent offer get accepted. And finally, I would say really it's very important to get your offer accepted. Work with an agent who's got a lot of experience in helping these things come together. There's a lot of really tricky things involved with a contingent offer, selling one house, buying another house. You want to make sure that you're in good hands to make sure that both of those things go smoothly. Because a lot of times if you go with the wrong person who doesn't have a lot of experience in these areas, it can lead to a big mess and a big train wreck, a lot of wasted time and money, and a lot of frustrated people. So a very experienced, seasoned agent can really help you through that process as well. So these are four things that I could think of that would really help you with a contingent offer if you're writing one. I hope this is helpful. Of course, if you're in that position, you need to sell your house or you want to find another one, we're always here to do an excellent job for you. You can reach out to us, 254-213-5335. Once again, 254-213-5335, or check us out on the web, ryansmithhomes.com. Of course, as I always say, we're there on Instagram and Facebook, so check us out there as well. But for today, this is Ryan. I'm signing off, and reach out to us anytime. We'll catch you on the next one.